What's good, you guys? Daniel Cruz here. We back. Another episode of Cook with Cruz. As always, I got another dope beat that I'm going to be breaking down for you guys today in detail. Today's video might be a little bit shorter than usual. This beat here is pretty simple, and I'm going to be going into detail about why it is as simple as it is, and the main reason being that it's got a very strong melody. I know I talked about simplicity in other videos that I've done, but today I'm going to be going more into detail about my thought process and how I feel about simplicity and when it's best. So that is going to be the emphasis on today's video. Also, it's pretty windy out here right now, so if you hear some loud crashes, it's probably the wind outside, so don't think no one's trying to break in here, nothing like that. It's just the wind outside. I also hired a security team for the studio here. He's actually just a little bunny, so if you hear any little weird noises, he's probably just chewing on a toy or something. But even then, he probably won't be much of a distraction here. But anyways, let's jump in and get to this beat here. So there goes the main melody for this beat here. So now going more into detail about simplicity and how I want to approach the beat from now on from here. So this right here is a pretty strong melody. I already know from here on out I'm not going to really add nothing insanely crazy to this. Just want to complement this. So there's a couple different types of melodies that I personally go by that tells me to dial back and let that melody be the forefront of the record here. Again, really emphasizing simplicity and not trying to add too much to the beat here. So you got A, which is the catchy melody. So if it's really catchy and it gets stuck in your head, you do not want to add anything too crazy on top of that. If it sounds catchy to you, it's going to sound catchy to the artist and it's going to inspire them to write to your beat. So when you approach the beat, once you got that catchy melody and you're really feeling it, really keep that in mind and not try to overdo it on the beat. And then B, the other type of melody is a busy melody. And what I mean by a busy melody is a melody where there's a lot of notes and a lot of different things going on to make that melody. I really feel like this melody that I just played for you guys sits in between catchy and busy. If you got a lot of stuff going on in the melody already, again, you do not want to add anything else to that that's going to just deter from that melody. What that's going to do, you're going to make the beat, the artist is going to hear it, they're going to hear the busy melody on top of something else crazy that you might have added on, and it's just not going to harmonize well and it's not going to inspire them. Again, there's no right or wrong to this. This is making music. There's no right or wrong, so you can do whatever you want. This is just something that I personally go by, so you can use that as a cue for yourself to be like, hey, maybe I need to dial back, let this melody ride the beat. I really just need to complement everything else. So with that being said, this is the forefront of the beat here. We're going to go more into detail now so you can see the things that I added. And again, they're all just going to sit behind the melody. They're going to complement it to make it sound full. That patch for the melody, by the way, this was Mellow Dulcitron here in Omnisphere. And what I actually do to this melody, and something that you guys may know or you can take for yourself, if you have a strong melody, whether that be a catchy one or a busy one and you want to further develop the beat here, you can layer that melody with a different patch, and that's what I did here. So I got Muted Bailyricet, if I said that right, here in Omnisphere. Again, same exact melody, just copy paste it over. So now as a whole, with those two sounds layered together, this is what it sounds like. So the next thing I add here is some bass. I don't care what beat you're making, what type of song you're making, every song's got to have some type of bass, some type of 808 going on. So we got Bad Booty bass here in Omnisphere. You watch my other videos, I use this one all the time. It's definitely one of my favorites. So now for the next thing I add, you might have already guessed it, adding a vocal sample here. I love to add vocal samples if they sound good. I think they're perfect if you need that extra thing in that beat and it just sits in the background for you. And I get asked a lot where I get my vocal samples from. 95% of them are on Splice, so go check that out. That's where most of my vocal samples come from. But yeah, I pulled this from Splice, matched the timing, matched the key, added some reverb. This is what we got. And then to wrap up this intro here, I added a combination of 2 different percussion loops to give some bounce here. So now because of my melody here, I want the hook to drop first. A lot of my beats I do have the verse coming first. But right here, this is where the hook is going to drop. As far as melodics go, everything stays the same. Our second instrument we use to layer with our melody, that's going to come up a whole octave here. And then, of course, this is where our drums drop. So let's take a look at that. Let's keep our percussion loops, add a clap on top. There's our drums there. That's actually a super fire drum loop. I didn't really play them out solo like that. I'm doing it just for the purpose of this video, but listening back to just the drums, that's a fire loop right there. Now let's bring it back in our intro and see how it drops into the hook here. There goes our hook there, and as you can hear, I'm really just letting the main melody drive the track here. Again, no crazy leads, no crazy counter melodies, nothing like that. Just a few background things and a bunch of drums. So that's all you really need when making beats like that. Now keep in mind also, not every beat you make is going to have a strong melody, whether that be something catchy or something busy. If you see my other videos, a lot of them are just really chord progression heavy. Now that's not really a melody, that's just really just setting a foundation for everything. But this right here is for when you just have a strong melody and you want to remind yourself not to just overdo it. So like I said as well, this might be a short video because that's all I really add to the beat. From here on out, I'm just structuring everything out. I'm gonna let it play from the end of the hook into the first verse here so you can hear how I structured everything out. Just like that, that pretty much wraps up the beat here. Really nothing crazy to it, and that's the key to success here, is just really just make it simple if you got that strong melody going on. So keep in mind, next time you got a strong melody, something catchy, something busy, keep in mind not to overdo it. You just really want to add some background stuff to set your melody up front. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope this helped you. Hope this inspired you. Let me know what you think of this beat here in the comments for me. Questions, concerns, leave them down below for me in the comments. I will 100% get back to you. Also, if you can, please leave a thumbs up for me. I would really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed already, please do so, because I will be back next Sunday with another video just like this, breaking down my beats, showing you guys all my secrets here. But that is all for me today. I will see you next Sunday. I'm out. Peace.